Hey, Star Surfer here with the monthly tarot and astrology reading for June 2023 for my Libras. Hi, Libras. This is for my Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. How are y'all doing? Is your summer getting off to a good start? I hope it is. Wherever you might be in the world, wherever this video is finding you, trust and believe, know that it is meant to find you in this moment, at this time, in this place where you sit as you breathe. Hello. Let's talk about your astrology, shall we? I'm excited for it. So, every sign in the zodiac has a planet that rules that sign. Libra is ruled by Venus. How lovely is that? Venus, the planet of love, beauty, connection, romance, values, and finance. If you are a Libra rising and Libra is your first house, the planet that rules Libra is also your chart ruler, which means it is the most significant and important planet in the sky for you. It will have the most influence. It will speak the most to what contract your soul signed in this lifetime, what path, what journey is meant for you. So let's begin with Venus, shall we, my Libras? Your chart ruler, your sign's ruler. Venus is in Leo. It's a lovely place for Venus. It is, the energy of Leo is that of the performer, right? Of the self, of the unique ego projected out into the world for validation and affirmation. It is a performer, right? It responds to an audience. If you are a Libra rising, as I was talking about, and Libra is your first house, this means Venus in Leo is currently in your 11th house. Every house of our chart, and there are 12, is corresponded to a specific area of our lives. The 11th house is corresponded to friendship groups, communities, any kind of large gatherings. With Venus here, it's a beautiful opportunity with your chart ruler in your house of friendships to connect with friends, to really get social, to be a social butterfly. You are an air sign, which is the sign of, social connections and communication, which is the, element of social connections and communication. And Leo is your house of friendships, which means you are meant to get out and shine amongst your friend groups and amidst your communities. Now, Venus is usually moving very quickly. It will be in a sign, in and out of a sign, pass through all of it in about 3 weeks. Venus is going to be in Leo for 4 months. That is the longest time Venus will stay uninterrupted in Leo since 1812. The reason Venus is spending such a long time in Leo, in your house of friendships, is because Venus is going to retrograde here, which means it will appear to move backwards. All of the planets, except for the moon and the sun, obviously, retrograde. They don't actually ever orbit backwards, of course. It is an optical illusion, but astrologers take that to mean it is a time to review and go back over whatever themes are associated with the planet. So for Venus, this means it is a time to review connection, value, love, attraction, magnetization. When Venus goes retrograde at the end of July, I feel like you're in this period now with Venus moving direct in your house of friendships where you are a bit of that social butterfly. When Venus goes retrograde here, it will be a bit of that cocooning phase, right? So that you can withdraw from all of this go, do, float around, connect, be seen, have the good times, party it up. I feel like there will be a cocooning period for you as Venus moves retrograde. And this will be an opportunity, is intended to be an opportunity for you to get clear on what you value, right? Venus, values. What do you value in your friendships, in your communities? Are those values put into practice, right? Are they playing out in your friendships, in the way you show up for your community? Or are there adjustments you need to make? Libra, you are the master of the adjustments. You are represented by the scales. You can equalize or adjust any imbalance. And so use this opportunity to equalize and adjust any imbalances you're finding popping up either within you in response to how your friendships are playing out, or like in the external, like in your actual relationships with friends and community. This is the cocooning phase, the retrograde. And then once Venus moves direct again, it will be an opportunity to become the social butterfly once more, but an evolved version, a truer and more aligned with personal value butterfly. You can get out and renegotiate and restructure whatever thing pops up during this retrograde in your friendships, whatever feelings or thoughts pop up about like this needs a rebalancing. You can go out then and do it. You can be a truer, more grand and beautiful version of the butterfly. We are, as I record this reading for you, in Cancer season, right? Cancer season has just begun. The sun has just moved into Cancer. Not just, a few days ago. If you are a Libra rising, Cancer is your 10th house. As I said, each house, all 12 of the houses are corresponded to a different area of your life. Cancer and the 10th house is corresponded to your career. It is the peak of the chart. It is the tippity top of the circle, the wheel of your personal zodiac. It is the most visible part of your chart. It is your public roles. It is the services and assignments you perform in your career, right? It is the way you are seen by the most people. And for most of us, that will be our career. With the sun here, it's really shining a light on like expanding your career, focusing on your career. And as I said, you also have all of this friendship energy, friendship group energy with Venus and Leo. Like if you are not super clear on like what path you need to be taking, what actions you need to be making in terms of your career, lean on your friends. Like maybe they have an opportunity that's perfect for you. Maybe they can reflect back to you the way you are representing yourself publicly in your career, and help you make whatever adjustments to get closer to your true purpose in your career, in your vocation, in your path. Use your friends to help you there. That energy is heavy, and so is your career. So like meld the two. Work smarter, not harder. Cancer in the 10th house. I mean, Cancer is the maternal, motherly, nurturing energy of the zodiac. You need, to me, this tells me you need to be emotionally vulnerable and present and attuned within your career. There is a way that your career needs to nurture both you and the people that you are, working for or with. So if that doesn't feel like it's true or accurate for you at this point in your life, like use this next month to really see what adjustments you need to make to get closer to that. Like you need to nurture. You need to be emotionally present and vulnerable and open, because that's what people will respond to if you are a Libra rising in your career. They'll respond to an emotional openness because it will feel nurturing to them. And you will then respond in kind. Like it's a self-perpetuating cycle. So get clear on that for yourself during Cancer season, yeah? You'll have a chance with the new moon in Cancer, which is the middle of the month, to really restart. If you need a fresh start in terms of career, this will be a chance for you to do that. If you are feeling like I'm not quite there yet, my friends are like giving me all of this feedback and it's not quite what I feel like I'm putting out or would like to be putting out, like the new moon, the middle of July, will be very helpful to restart here. Two more things. Pluto is an intense energy. Pluto is in mythology, the god of the underworld. So Pluto rules like cathartic, transformative experiences, deaths and rebirths, right? This planet has just retrograded back into Capricorn, the sign that it was in since 2008. Pluto moves so slowly. It orbits so slowly because it is so far from the sun. Whereas the sun will be in Cancer for a month, Pluto was in Capricorn since 2008, right? It's like 15 years. It finally moved out of Capricorn in March and into Aquarius, which is a big deal when Pluto changes signs because it only does it every 15 years. We feel it on a collective, massive level. We also feel it on a personal level, right? The collective is formed by the amassing of personal energies. It moved into Aquarius. It touched Aquarius. It literally got 1 degree into Aquarius. And then it retrograded back into Capricorn, like last week. Now, Pluto is retrograding like half the year. So generally speaking, like a Pluto retrograde is not that big a deal. But because this retrograde took it out of Aquarius, where it had finally gone into after 15 years in Capricorn, and back into Capricorn, it is a big deal. This will be felt for you, my Libras, in the area of life, in the house that corresponds to home, family, and childhood. The base of your chart, right? If Cancer is the top of your chart, your career, this Capricorn is the base of your chart. Home life, childhood, family, belonging, right? I can guarantee beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have made immense strides since 2008 when Pluto entered the base of your chart, entered your 4th house, in terms of reclaiming your power in the way you relate to your home and your childhood and your family. Those gains were not lost because we're moving backwards. Like Pluto is moving backwards, it's retrograding. This is only a chance to consolidate those gains so that when Pluto finally moves into Aquarius to stay next year, you have them to carry with you. You are fortified. This gain is consolidated. This power has been reclaimed, and you won't give it up. This is not something you give up. Pluto moves again so slowly through the zodiac around the sun that it will only touch our chart a specific part of our chart one time within a human lifetime. Humans just don't live long enough to see like a Pluto get back to an area, any area of the chart. It's there for a long time. Again, I said 2008, that's a long time. It's there for a long time. It's an intense energy, but it is transformative. We are never the same after Pluto moves through an area of our chart. You will never be the same after Pluto finally leaves Capricorn, your home and family area. Like, you will never be the same. It'll never come back here. So this is the moment to consolidate and solidify those gains, that power reclamation process you've been going through. I feel when I tune into this, it is about breaking a generational cycle for you, Cancer. There is some kind of family dynamic and history and pattern I'm gonna go ahead and make a wild guess that it's linked to some kind of intergenerational trauma that you inherited, that this is your chance to break. This is your chance to end. You can start a new cycle here. Break this chains, break the cycle, end the repetition, and start something new, right? And it will be powerful. It will be cathartic because you will have to release something that not only you carry, but I can bet your parents carried and their parents' parents carried, right? This is breaking a cycle. Free yourself from the chains of the past, of your parents' past, of your family's past, of your culture's past. Like, you can break the cycle. You can begin something new, something more authentic and healthy, something more empowering, right? Something more loving, more balanced, my Libras. And then the last thing I'll say about your astrology is that Jupiter, the planet of expansion and fortune and good luck and fate, is in Taurus right now. If you are a Libra rising, that means Jupiter is in your 8th house. What is the 8th house? The 8th house is about all of the things we share with others, right? Shared resources, shared money, shared emotions, shared anything. And so I feel like this is a chance, if the planet of fortune is in your house of shared resources, to make immense gains through like shared resources, gifts from others, inheritances, collaborations. If you are feeling called in this review of your career, right, in this energized area of friendship to like enter into a collaboration with someone, it could be very rewarding. It could be immensely rewarding. My only two warnings are, don't give indiscriminately or out of a sense of guilt, right? Because if the 8th house is the house of shared money and Jupiter is here, like, don't give blindly to a point that you will regret it down the road. Also know that yes, shared opportunities will expand, but so will shared drama. Jupiter is not discriminate in that way. It expands everything. It blows up everything. We share, benefits, but we also share drama. So know that both of those things will go hand in hand, and do what you need to do to prepare for that. The opportunities can be bolstered, and you can do the kind of work to like shield against any drama, or at least prepare for it, or know it is possible for it to arise. Yes? Okay. I love it. My contact is bugging right now, so if you see me like blinking a lot and like, where am I? That's why. All right, let's pull you some cards. This is the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. Oracle cards with animal medicine. This is a reading again for my, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. So that is a lot of people. If you will know if the reading is for you. Take the messages that resonate and leave the rest. Yeah? Libra. How do you feel, Libra? Impatient. You feel impatient. I think there's so much you want to do right now. People might not be able to keep up with your pace. You might not be able to keep up with your own pace. You're impatient. But it's because you're excited, I feel. It's because you are like, you want to go get stuff done. But if it's not happening quickly enough, I feel like you might have a little bit of a sting with you. All right, one more. Any messages or insights for my Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node? Any messages or insights for my Libras? Oh, yeah, okay. Now, I'm trying to decide what order I want to address this. I'm going to start with the good. The whale and the turtle. We are in our water right now. We are in our emotions right now. There is the whale I see as like, kind of like a high priestess. If you know the tarot energy, it is like the divine feminine. It is spiritual strength. It is spiritual stature. It can go to the depths calmly, coolly, navigate them serenely, and make music out of the depths, right? It is very spiritual. It is very strong. It does not need to prove itself. It just needs to go with the flow. It needs to receive. It needs to be present. I feel like you might be speaking a lot about your emotional depths, let me put it that way. Because what does the whale do? It goes to the bottom, but it also comes up to the top, to air, my air sign. There's a way, and then turtle here. Again, I feel water, it swims through water, but it can also be on land, on earth. In this deck, the turtle is about the stories we tell ourselves, the narratives we claim or reclaim, or disavow or disown. I feel like you are doing some kind of emotional navigating process and then speaking about that process, right? Making a concrete communication about how you're understanding yourself emotionally and the narrative thrust of your life, right? Of your past. It feels grounded though. It feels like a healing has happened. You have gained like a spiritual oomph. I just feel like this is like a spiritual bulldozer. It just goes and pushes and pushes, gently though. And then this is, yes, emotional, but it's also grounded. This doesn't feel like it's a frantic, like scrambling to make sense of something. It feels like you're really taking your time. It feels like you're really sitting in the patience of making sense of what and who you are and what you've lived through in a way that serves you, right? Instead of like defeats you. It feels very powerful, emotional, but grounded. And you're definitely, I mean, with this air element, I guess it's water, but it's also air and earth. So there is a way you are creating some kind of, you might be a writer, right? You might be, I don't know, talking about it a lot with your friends or like a therapist or some kind of healer. This narrative you're forming, the sense you're making of your emotional past, because I really do feel like there is some kind, maybe you're writing a memoir, I don't know, but there is some kind of communication, at least with yourself. You're at least having this dialogue with yourself. But I also feel like you are letting other people in on this process. And they're helping you navigate it too. They're helping you stay grounded in it instead of getting like lost in the deep, in the water. Now, the second thing that came out, the tarantula and the fire ant, which is like the complete opposite energy to me. Fire ant feels to me like annoyance and frustration. The tarantula is like, I mean, it could be like setting up the structure and then trusting, like, you know, like a spider sets up a web and then trusting that like what you want will be attracted to it and you don't really have to like do the work around it. And I do feel like that is a bit of this, like this is the kind of person, especially the whale, who just sets up the kind of web and trusts that like what you need to catch will come into it. You just need to set it up and sit back and like bulldoze on, like float along. There is an irritant. There is an irritation here though. You are frustrated. You're annoyed, impatient. Maybe this web you've set up, whatever structure you've set up, is not, you haven't caught, you know, the flies yet or whatever it is spiders eat. You haven't caught the flies yet. And even someone who is reclaiming like a spiritual narrative for themselves is gonna get frustrated if they're not seeing the results they want. If you get into this frustration, you could tear down a web that's like perfectly fine and it's just not time yet. This is immensely patient. If it is corresponded to the high priestess, and I do fully believe in this moment it is corresponded to the high priestess, she doesn't do shit. She just sits back and receives. There's a part of you that wants to activate this process, but don't. Because the part of you that wants to activate the process is the part of you that's getting mad, that will tear down the web when it might be a perfectly good web, and it's just not attracted. What you want yet, because it's not time yet. There's still maybe some solidifying of your understanding that is, it needs to fall into place. This feels like it's the final piece of the puzzle that needs to fall into place. Like, what about the story are you missing? What about your understanding of yourself in the past are you missing? Because that it feels like if this missing piece falls into place, it is going to calm you here and you will trust, right? That you can just sit Everything is in place. The universe is sending, it's already sending to you the thing that you want to come, and you don't get frustrated and agitated that it's not here yet. That agitation will get you out of this, right? And it will start to tell you a different story, one that isn't helpful, one that's part of the old cycle, right? That you are breaking. This feels like the old you that needed immediacy or things to go in a specific way, like at a specific time, to your specific liking. Like, this feels like that popping up. But this kind of person doesn't feel that way. This kind of person has built the story for themselves, understands for themselves that, like, universal timing is perfect timing. Rejection is protection. All of those things you hear all the time are true. If something's not happening, it's because it's not time to happen. And if something never happens, it's because it wasn't meant to happen. You were most likely being protected from something. If you had gotten that thing, or if it had come at that time, or in that specific way, in that form, it might have fucked you up completely, right? And so this is easy, child. Rest. You've set up the web. Now coast along. Wait. Continue to find this missing piece to build this spiritual narrative. But receive, trust, have faith, relax. Overall, starfish. If you know the tarot, this corresponds to what do you think? The star, who is, this is like, I feel like the card of faith. We have faith. This kind of person is lacking in faith. They are not trusting that what they want to build, what they want to catch in their net is coming. This kind of person, oh boy, do they have faith. Oh boy, do they have faith. They know, they trust, they fully believe, they own the fact that what is meant for them is coming to them. In exactly the perfect time, in exactly the perfect way. They don't need to get agitated. They don't need to build 18 other nets. They don't need to webs. They don't need to tear their web down. Right? And right underneath the star was rabbit, anxiety, fear, right? Just like so anxious, attached to this fire ant. It is like, if you do not have the faith, if you do not have the trust, if you cannot just sit still and believe and know that things are coming, oh boy, right underneath the rabbit was the buffalo, corresponded to the tower. Like, something will be destroyed. Right? You need to calm yourself, calm this energy, and return to faith, right? Trust that you've built the web, right? Continue to create the spiritual story for yourself, an understanding of what is happening now, which, the reality of it is you are waiting. You have faith. It is coming if it is meant for you. If you're trying to control and manipulate the situation because you're fearful or irritated or frustrated, you're going to mess it up. You might get like a shadow version of it, but you won't get like the full glory of whatever this person could get, right? Don't cheapen the possible outcome because you're scared and afraid and frustrated. It's not come yet. It's coming. It or something better for your good and the good of all involved, right? All right, let's get you some tarot. My contact is driving me nuts, y'all. One side of the world is super clear and the other is real blurry. Help me balance, Libras. Help me. All right. Any other messages or insights for my Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, or North Node? Death. A release. A letting go of some old way, old thing, old self that is not meant to come into the future. This kind of person is not meant to come into the future, right? I mean, you have the tower, the buffalo, but the tower and death. Like, if we are too heavy in this, we gotta let it go or it will be taken from us. Let it go. Let it die, right? Let this person flourish. Faith, patience, trust and believe. It is coming for you. It or something better. When? Exactly when it needs to, right? If you just said bullshit, that's the part of you that needs to die. That's the part of you that's keeping you frustrated and scared, fearful, anxious, distrustful. Let it go. Let it go. Right? Call in the new. Give yourself the chance to receive the greatness that's coming for you. Don't destroy the opportunity before it even reaches you. This thing that's coming for you is aligned with a new you, right? It is not an opportunity for the old you, this you, right? That's what's dying. This opportunity is for a new you, right? I know, because look what just fell out, the Knight of Wands. Look at how quickly he's going on that horse. He's like taking reckless action. If you do not let this die, like this frustration and anxiety will force you to take a reckless action. We're not overexerting ourselves. We're not letting impatience push us. Calm it. Calm it. Have faith. Have faith and have trust. Don't mess it up before it gets there. Don't get reckless. Don't hurt yourself. Right? Check yourself before you wreck yourself, as they say. Libra, check yourself. Yeah? It's coming. It's coming. I know it is. You got the Star and the High Priestess versions, equivalents out here. That's like powerful. Literally look at what just fell out. Have faith. Stop. Let this go. Stop being so overly just go. Have faith. How many times does it need to tell you? Have faith, right? Just know. Just know. It's coming. It's coming. The version of you that does not trust that is the version of you that needs to be let go of, because it's keeping you frustrated and anxious. Have faith. Have faith. The Star. I knew this was going to come out. That's wild. But it's true. It's coming for you. Which sounds ominous, but it is so promising. 5 of Swords in reverse. 5 of Swords upright is defeat. I mean, look at that smug motherfucker. Just so happy he beat these people. You are not defeated, right? This is merely a matter of perspective. What story are you telling yourself about the moment you find yourself in? Is it one of defeat? It's not actually a moment of defeat, right? It is a moment of patient faith. It's coming for you. If you feel like it's a moment of defeat, we stay frustrated and anxious. We over-control. We get reckless, which is the old way, and we lose the opportunity. We will actually face defeat if we feel, paradoxically, that we're in defeat now, when really we're in a moment of faith and patience and trust and belief. Overall, 4 of Cups in reverse. 4 of Cups upright, 2 in our head to take advantage of the opportunity, the new emotional understanding that's being given to us. 4 of Cups in reverse tells me you have the ability now to create a new emotional narrative for ourselves to take advantage of this cup. This guy, oh man, he's too in this fear and anxiety, right? Frustration to like see anything new on the horizon. But this, I mean, the whale and the turtle, right? With the stars, we are possibly and probably still in a period of waiting for something, but it is coming. We have faith that new emotional understandings, new narratives about our emotions can be gifted us, right? It will require, right under that, the Eight of Cups, a leaving behind of a situation, right? A mourning of something we might have invested a lot of time into, but that will not pay off. But this new situation is going to pay off in a way that this would not. Now, let this go. Let this die, because that will force you to act reckless, and you won't have faith in the universe and its ability to provide for you, right? You won't have trust. You will feel defeated when actually you are not defeated, but you are being called to build a new narrative for yourself, right? One that believes and is capable of just sitting with the knowing that it is coming for you. You have built the web, and now you sit back in loving patience, in knowing receptivity, and wait for the perfect opportunity to come at the perfect time. Okay? Let's get you a parting message, my Libras, from the Gaia Oracle deck. Something Spirit wants you to take into this next month of your life as you are in this star period, as you are letting go of this frustration and doubt and trusting that it is coming for you, as you are rebuilding the narrative you have around this moment, around this waiting. Let's see what we have. Any messages, any final messages for my Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node? Any final messages for my... Actually, you got two. Because this one on top flipped upside. The Tree of Life. Card 1. A new beginning. Fertility, creativity, destiny, and magical blessings. And then the one that fell, evolution. Earth changes, climate change, transformation. You're transforming, right? You are moving towards your destiny. You are divinely guided and protected right now, right? Whatever is you have to move away from, you're moving towards something so much better, right? You know that. You know that. You are evolving, and you are being blessed. Let me read this Tree of Life for you. Because it's card 1, baby. Fresh start. The magical tree depicted in this image is symbolic of your life's journey. Having matured and grown strong through the changing seasons and cycles of life, you have now reached a stage of creative abundance. Your roots firmly planted in the fertile soil of your dreams and imagination, you are now ready to fulfill your destiny. A new creative cycle begins, one infused with your love and all the wisdom that you have gained through your life to date. The struggle is over. From now on, you will achieve greater results than ever before, and you will do this with grace, ease, and poise. All your past experiences, all the knowledge you have gained, and all your previous work now all come together to serve a higher, more heartfelt purpose. This is a period in which you truly are the master of your own destiny, a time where anything you would truly love to achieve or create is possible. All I create is for the higher good of all. Anything is possible. We have faith. We know the truth. The blessing is already on its way. Thank you, my Libras. Talk soon.